Welcome into the DFS Den. Dave Eddy here again, aka Corporal Eddie on Twitter. Back for week 2. I hope you had a good week 1 in DFS. It was kind of chalky, so that either really worked in your benefit or kind of hurt you. But let's go ahead and pop on in here for week 2, talking defense, special teams, and tight ends. Defense and special teams will make it quick as always. Cash, I'm looking probably at the Bengals with, Dak Prescott being out. They're going up against Cooper Rush. They're super cheap, so they're going to be super popular. Really not much reason to not play the Bengals in cash. That's what pretty much everyone else is going to be doing. So unless you think you've got a very clear advantage elsewhere, it makes the most sense just to play the Bengals and worry about other positions. As far as MME, opposite of that, I'm pretty much avoiding the Bengals. There's just no reason to typically play a super chalky defense in MME. And so Bengals are going to be right out of my player pool. Like I said in my videos before the season, I like to, kind of move up, a few $100, just a little bit of salary. And so, what I'm looking at are teams such as like the Jags or the Seahawks or the Lions. As we saw with like the Steelers even, lower price defenses can score a lot of points and fairly unexpectedly. So no reason to play chalky defense. Just go ahead and move up a little bit. Still play near the bottom and punt it is typically the best way to go. Let's talk tight ends. Cash, your pay up option, Mark Andrews, third highest target share of all tight ends in week 1. We already expect he's basically the wide receiver 1 there in Baltimore. And if you're paying up, that's about as safe of an option as you can get. If you want to pay down, you can get a little bit crazy and go with Juwan Johnson. Now, he had the 9th highest target share percentage of the week and 3rd highest on the Saints, and they're playing the Buccaneers this week. So that's a game where you could see them, having to either, come back, or you could see a high-scoring game to where that target share percentage, means a lot more targets. And both these guys are playable at MME as well. Obviously, if you're paying up, Andrews makes sense. If you want to save that salary and punt the position, Juwan Johnson, fits the mold for both. Other pay up options at tight end. Kyle Pitts only had the 6th highest target share percentage for tight ends in week 1. So that's a little bit surprising, but still not terrible. And he was tied for the team lead. So, he's getting his targets like you'd expect. Darren Waller only came in as the 8th highest tight end target share. 2nd on the team, though. However, it was only a 1/3 of the target share that Davante Adams had. So I know 1 week is a small sample size, but it does seem as though Davante Adams is rightfully so the lead dog there with the Raiders. So pay up with caution. Some pay down options. OJ Howard only had 2 targets, but both of them were touchdowns. I don't know how much better you can do than that. Obviously, that's not going to happen week in and week out, but when we're paying down at tight end, we're really hoping to, run into a touchdown. And he got 2 of them for us. So, I already thought that OJ Howard was, likely to end up leading that, tight end room in DFS. And after week 1, there's no reason not to continue to think that. And then Isaiah Likely is another guy I want to talk about. Is as cheap as they get. Obvious, cheap punt play here at the tight end position. Again, basically you're hoping for him to score a touchdown. But in that offense, I think that, he's got the opportunity to do that. A lot more so than in most other teams. So that's a guy that I'm going to at least have in my player pool. How much I play him, I don't know, but I think you can do a lot worse as a punt tight end. And then last 2 guys I want to talk about, Pat Freiermuth, Tyler Higbee. They're mid-price tight ends. I don't typically do mid-price tight ends in MME. It's usually either pay up or pay down. But I got to mention them because, they had nearly identical target shares, and they led all tight ends in target shares for week 1. So they're definitely guys that were getting volume, and I could see them getting volume again. So it's not unreasonable or crazy to play mid-price tight ends, just something that I usually avoid just strategically. So if you haven't done so yet, pop on over here, subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications so you get an alert every single time a new video comes out, and drop a like on this for me. We'll see you for the quarterback video next.